When I decided to go freelancing full-time, I realized that first of all, I was working way more than I was expecting to do. And it was definitely way more than on my previous engineering job. But I also realized that I was feeling very busy every day, doing a lot of things every day, but they were so scattered around different topics, different areas, that I didn't really feel like I'm progressing a lot, and I didn't feel like I am being productive. And I love being productive because this means that I'm moving towards my goals and I'm focusing on that journey. So at some point I realized that I do so much. I was so busy during every day and I was so exhausted in the end of the day, but I didn't feel that I made any progress towards what I really wanted to. And this is where routines came in. Hi, and welcome to Time We Create, a podcast where I share behind the scene of starting, growing, and running my creative business, and also juggling the rest of my life, like hobbies, sports, health, family, and of course being a mom and trying to be creative and all that counts. So here I share some ideas, tips that work for me, and mindset shifts, and all sorts of different business topics. Welcome. There are all sorts of different routines on the internet, and for me, routine is something that I either do almost without thinking, because it's something that works for me in the best way, or it's something that is in my calendar and I know I have to do it and I will do it, but it's a routine thing that I do to support myself in like any way, support my freelancing journey, support my health, support my my mood. So these are the things that are part of my life, and I will share 5 that I think have most impact on my journey so far. Routine number 1 is a morning routine, and I am very intimidated by 5 a.m. morning routines. I try them, but I can't do those routines that are suggested by so many people on the internet, because they just don't work for me. I get very sleepy by lunchtime if I wake up very early. And really what my body wants at 5 a.m. is just to wake up and sit quietly and be undisturbed. So I tried the 5 a.m. routine. It didn't work. I tried multiple times, multiple variations, but in morning routine, what I think is very important is to find something that is working for you. So for me, morning routine starts with waking up, and it's not 5 a.m., it's close to 7. It's between 6 and 7, depending on the day. And I start with a glass of warm water, which helps me to wake up a little bit. Then I can't really do anything or think about anything before I had my breakfast, because this is one of my favorite parts of the day. Previously, I dedicated quite a lot of time to having my breakfast on my own in a quiet space, or watching a video or reading a book. Now it depends on when my daughter wakes up, because sometimes we have our breakfast together, sometimes I have on my own and then she wakes up, and then we continue having breakfast together. So for me, having a good nutritious breakfast full of good oils, good carbs, good protein is like the foundation of the day, because this is when I start to feel the energy flowing in my body and in my brain as well. So I would recommend to experiment with different routines, with different times to wake up, and understand what works better. And if you're a creative person, it's definitely worth experimenting with what builds this creativity in your brain, in your heart, because I personally can't be creative when I'm hungry or when I am very tired. And when I wake up very early over a long period of time, I am tired and I'm far from being creative. Routine number 2 is time blocking. And at some point in my life, I couldn't really plan or block any time because my life was really unpredictable. But now I'm more flexible and I can block specific days for specific tasks. So I know that there are several days a week when I focus on client calls, and this is when I set up my place. I know that I can lift my laptop up to have a better view of the person I'm talking to. And I am in the mood of talking, I'm in the mood of sharing my offers, I'm in the mood of hearing the clients, and this works really well. And I can be in that mood for a good chunk of time during the day. I have another day or several days a week when I film videos for my clients or for myself, and this is when I don't want to think about any incoming email, any incoming messages, because I would love to be in that flow. I would like to pay attention to detail, what's happening in the camera. I would love to be in that creative mode and really focus and produce the best results that I can in that moment. So I don't think about anything else, well, apart of course from anything urgent that can pop up like anytime. I also have some dedicated time during the week when I sit down and catch up with all the unfinished tasks. So I don't try to do it every day. I try to pack them in one day and just sit down and complete everything that I need to complete. And I also have some time and block of the time during the week when I do any admin stuff, like I review my subscriptions, I do everything else which is happening around being a freelancer, which surprisingly is a lot more than I expected. So I dedicate the time and I don't fall behind on those important tasks. Routine number 3 is marketing routine. This is a specific time during the week or during the month when I sit down and I'm thinking about my marketing strategy. Is my profile still up to date with what my offer is? Is my website still up to date? I see if I have missed any messages from my clients, if I have replied to any outreach emails that I'm sending, have I prepared any outreach emails or any outreach messages for people or brands I would love to work with, and I evaluate my efforts in running ads. I'm also thinking about what sort of content would I need to post on my social media and create this content. And these are all the important activities to market my skills, to market my offer, to be on top of minds of people if they decide that they need a person to create videos for them. If you find it useful or interesting so far, please support the YouTube video with like or some stars in any podcasting platform. It's the best help that you can do to support the podcast. And let's get into next point. Routine number 4, it's a creative routine. And this is time when I nurture my creativity. So when I get inspired by other work, when I try to brainstorm some ideas, when I sketch some things, when I go for a walk or when I run as well, because I notice that when I'm running or when I'm walking in the silence without any input like any music or any podcast in my ears, I tend to get a lot of ideas, or maybe not so much new ideas, but maybe understanding or getting creative in how I stick those ideas together to create something different, to create something that I would love to see as part of my work. And it's very important to be very intentional about it, because when I'm in that creative mode, I'm not just consuming the content when I try to get inspired. I'm also analyzing this content, because I'm thinking about what made me to stop scrolling, what do I like, what do I don't like, if anything was funny there, because I love when things are a bit with humor. And so this is how I keep up to date and get some more ideas for creation, and this is a really vital part of the work that I do. Routine number 5 is winding down routine, and it's crucial and it's so important to have that moment when you stop working on your business and start being present in other parts of the life. Because what I found is when I work more than I need to, I get burned out quicker. So when I still have something that I would love to continue doing, but I stop myself to finish it the next day, I'm so much more excited to start the next day with something already practical and something that I can carry on doing. And for me, winding down is very important, because when I'm in that creative mode, when I'm thinking about ideas, it's very difficult for me to sleep and to have rest, because I wake up with more ideas. So evening routine is very important. So for me, quite a lot of times I try to have my shower just before I go to bed, because this tells me that, okay, the work is done. So now it's time to have rest and go to bed. So having that shower, I also love to have a yoga exercise, but it's really a good reminder for me to maybe add this part of evening routine to my actual routine, because I feel so much better when, after sitting in front of computer or having a chaotic day, I take some time to unwind, to stretch, or to do yoga, or to do some posture exercise, or to do some back exercise, to help my body to release the tension that I have and just feel better. Another part of my evening routine is to read a book. And at all costs, I try not to read any nonfiction or any business literature because it starts winding up my brain about the ideas and things I would love to do. So I try to choose something that is fictional, which is quite low pace, so that I could just read and relax and have a great time before going to bed. I hope you found some ideas you would love to implement, or a reminder to bring back some of the routines that you accidentally missed. And let me know in comments if you have any other routines that support you on your freelancing, on your business journey. I would be very happy to learn about them. I will see you in the next episode and hear you in the next episode. Bye!